Yo, what's good, boys? It's your boy Gilly. Today we'll be going over a bunch of the new EU tariffs, taxes, VATs, regulations, the high prices you might be about to pay. I'm breaking it all down in this video. What I'm talking about in this video, I broke down on my Reddit. That's what I'll be referring to. So if you want to save it for later or just have it saved somewhere on your computer or phone, you can go to the top link. The Reddit will be there. It's all in text format. It's just what I'm reading off for this video. There's a lot to go over. It is going to be very confusing. So I'm going to do a brief summary before I get into like the nitty gritty points here. So this is all the information I've gathered across the entire internet up to this date, the 17th of the 6th, 2026. What is it? Fucking June. God damn. Depending on when this is posted, new stuff could come out. And if it's anything like the fucking Trump tariffs, back and forth, things changing, a lot could change. I'm not from the EU, but I think that the UK is a little bit more methodical and less just random with this sort of thing. With that being said, I'm going to keep my biases out of it, whether it's political, whether I think this is good or bad. I'm just going to be stating the facts. So if you're from the EU, let me know, and also let me know if you're going to take a break from the hobby. I just had a guy comment on this post saying he needs to find a new hobby. I feel that, brother. I feel that. So as of July 1st, 2026, the €150 duty tax-free limit, the de minimis exemption, is completely abolished for the EU. I thought this de minimis legislation or rule was just for the US, but I guess it's global. This is bad timing. I just dropped the best shipping lines video. So the tariffless / triangle lines that I was jumping up and down about saying use, those lines will be getting more expensive. Agents will likely bake in the new flat €3 / €2 fees directly into the upfront per kilo prices to maintain the tax-free illusion. This is going to be interesting. So this also means splitting massive hauls will be more expensive, as you'll be hit with the same fee of €3 to €2 for every package. It'll become more economical to ship fewer, larger hauls to the EU. So also, like another video I made talking about should you ship large hauls, I'm talking like 15 kilos plus. I did say in this video, I'm going to leave that up to you whether you think it's worth it to risk one large haul so you pay less fees. At the same time, you're also risking all the items inside of it, which I'll actually get onto because there's a lot of new tech that the customs are going to use for this, which will also affect hauls. So this is the most important part, and that is the new fee, the category fee, which is fucking unique. I have never seen this before, so let's get into it. So this fee is not applied to the haul itself. It's applied per unique product category. Now I'm gonna break this down. It's defined by unique 4-digit HS tariff codes. I know it sounds like gobbledygook, but it'll make sense in a second. Example, say you ship one t-shirt, one pair of sneakers, one watch, one phone case. Because they all fall into 4 completely different tariff codes: apparel, footwear, accessories, electronics, you are charged 4 separate times. The customs duty for this box is €12. So that €3 to €2 fee that I spoke about before, it's essentially broken down into those categories. It gets worse. There's also a proposed €2 handling fee coming in November 2026. This will be applied to the parcel itself, stacking on top of those $3 category charges. You may as well just cash out at LV at this point. So who and how is this going to affect you? Let's break it down. So your shipping agent, whatever you use, Shugu or whoever, so that's the agent that's housing your items. I'll talk about the agents in a little bit, but I'm yet to get a response from Shugu on how they're going to tackle this. There's always loopholes from these agents because they are experts at shipping, so they know all the loopholes. So essentially your agent is not the courier. I think all of you know that. Nor are they customs. However, they act as a middleman who submits the digital paperwork to the EU. Depending on the shipping line you choose, the fees will be collected in 1 or 2 ways. So the IOSS line method, so this is the upfront one. When you submit the parcel and pay for international shipping, the agent software will automatically calculate the new €3 category fees, and after November, the €2 handling fee and your country's VAT. So I'll get into the VATs in a second. So you pay the agent this total lump sum up front. The agent then electronically wires the tax money to the EU customs when the plane takes off. When your local post or courier delivers your haul, you pay nothing at the door. So we've seen this in countries like Canada. I don't think it's a thing in Australia. I haven't experienced it, and I've bought a lot of things from overseas. Apparently, some couriers, if you haven't paid tax or there's tax owed, they actually show up to your front door with a little ATM machine to tap your card so they can collect the payment. The lady that drops my hauls off attempted to collect tax from me. She would cup an elbow and a snap kick to the jaw. I know I said I wasn't going to put my bias into this, but I can't help myself. I would feel better if they just emailed me that I owed tax. If I didn't pay it, I had to show up in court, or it just affected my credit score. The fact these couriers have to then try to collect money from people like they're the debt collectors is insane to me, but it could be coming to the EU. And let me know if you're from the EU, if this already happens. I'm actually very curious to know. So number 2, the second option is going to be the cheap line method, EMS, the EUB for the small packets, or the non-IOSS lines. So let's break this down. The parcel lands in your country, customs scans it, sees the categories, and assesses the $3 fees plus the VAT. They bill the local courier, whoever that is, DHL, Royal Mail, whatever the fuck. The courier will hold your package hostage and send a slip in the mail or text demanding you pay the custom fees. Oh my god, it actually gets worse. Plus a massive admin fee of an extra €15 to 25 just for the privilege of them paying customs on your behalf. So they're essentially acting like they're a bank, and they're going to accrue interest and handling fees because you didn't pay it, they had to pay it. They've paid the money, they make interest on it. It is absurd. And as always, the people that lose, it's you guys at home watching this that just buy some drip for yourself or whatever, you run a business out of the EU. It comes down to the person that picks up the package from the front door. Agents aren't paying it, people in China sending it aren't paying it, the couriers aren't paying it, you're paying it. So if you want any takeaway from this little point here, it's always using iOS/upfront line, which I think will get added to these agents. So yeah, like the courier values, like I broke down just before, it's gonna just make it to the point where it's not even worth shipping out a haul. Now, people are pretty dramatic with the shipping prices. I know they're expensive, but they're like, you may as well just go to your local store. If you're paying those late fees on your tax, it's not worth it. So why are they doing this? Let's break that down. There's 3 main reasons. In 2024 alone, 4.6 low-value parcels came in from China, completely overwhelming customs authorities who have to process them. My god, then don't work at a post office. And I'm not blaming the workers. It's the system that you're working under. You working the post office, you guys deserve to be paid fairly. I understand that. You go on strike for a reason. I understand that. Refuse to believe DHL's going broke. I no way this is affecting their bottom line. I'm not a DHL worker. I'm not a customs worker. What do I know? What do I know? Let's keep going. So essentially it's overwhelmed the couriers, and they're essentially collecting zero tax revenue on it. The new fees ensure these packages will finally pay for the massive cost in scanning and sorting them. I'm sure there's costs that couriers and customs accrue in that area, but aren't they government funded by the taxpayer? What do I know? So essentially the old rules allowed foreign warehouses to ship individual items tax-free, undercutting the local European businesses that are forced to pay the full commercial import taxes on bulk inventory. This changes and levels the playing field. So this one kind of is it's playing the devil's advocate, giving kind of the side to the retail stores that essentially are coming off second best here, as you guys saw with the rise of like places like Temu, Shein, all the stuff that's coming out of China. I'm not sure exactly what's in the EU and UK. Over here, I'll just give an example from Australia. We have this place called, I think it was Bunnings complaining. So Bunnings is a hardware store. These guys were complaining that people were just going on Temu and buying hardware for the cheapest price possible, and they were essentially losing $1 billion a year. It's not like they were negative $1 billion, they just weren't making that $1 billion because people were just going for the cheapest option possible on Temu in China, buying direct, and it was undercutting them. Before, you just had to go to them because China wasn't really an option, but now there's new options. People were shopping elsewhere, taking their money elsewhere. Money's tight these days. They were shopping for the best option, and they were complaining. Billion-dollar company complaining that buyers are shopping around and going elsewhere and being smart with their money. I don't feel bad for them. The small struggling stores, like I said in this, that are paying these massive taxes on bulk orders, whether they're a brand or whatnot, I can kind of understand that. And then me and you that are shipping just one shirt from China out, or a fucking pencil, we're not paying tax on that. We should be going to them. Hey, I had to kind of give both sides to this coin here. So let's get on to point 3. Shipping agents constantly lie on customs forms, declaring massive boxes of expensive gear as cheap items to slide under the €150 limit by charging a flat fee based on the item category instead of its value. The EU completely destroys the incentive to fake the price. So you guys know how the declaration goes. The drip inside the box is usually underdeclared. This is gonna completely scrutinize this, so it's gonna be interesting how it works. So will the agents comply? I'm gonna give a quick disclaimer before I get into this part. How agents will comply is completely speculation on the current research and the EU customs regulatory updates. These changes are not based on any fact. It's a guess from me. So the top tier agents, the ones that have been around a long time, like Sugar, other agents with these IOSS lines, like I spoke about in my shipping list video, they will likely collect the new fees and VATs from you at checkout, but they may force you to use a drop-down menu to newly declare your items so they don't get fined. Good luck trying to find someone in China because they're already in the gray zone. I think a lot of the big ones will comply. So this is my speculation here. There's a chance that the larger agents will adopt the system for staff to do on their end, possibly for a fee. It'll be interesting. I'm not sure how that will play out. Again, more fees, they're not paying. You're paying. Like I say in all my agent videos, the new agents, less staff, they're probably not going to adopt these systems and you're coming off second best. The bigger agents, the ones that have been around a long time, have the staff and the manpower to keep up with these new laws. So we'll get onto the budget and smaller agent speculation. Smaller agents may drop the tax-free lines entirely because the new rules are too strict and they lack the IT infrastructure or profit margins to handle the restrictions. They may ship your box unpaid, leading to the delivery duty unpaid, the courier hostage situation that I talked about above, or they might even drop the EU entirely if there's not enough customers coming from the EU. They might just say fuck the EU, which will be interesting. Pretty sure in terms of REP buys, the EU makes up a large portion, so I doubt they're going to do that, but we'll see. That's why I'm not going to promote an agent in this video, but I highly recommend research your agent and make sure they're going to adopt these new laws, especially if you're in the EU. Use this time to shop around. This is a really wild left field guess, but smart agents may stop flying individual packages and they could make one massive haul, essentially like a commercial shipping container, pay the bulk business tariffs to bypass the $3 individual fees on the categories, and then they'll essentially split it up when it's in the EU, which seems insane, but we'll see. So these are my final notes. I'm going to summarize all this here. These rules are only going to be temporary. So the €3 fee, it only lasts for 2 years, going all the way up to July 2028. You'll be hit with the standard commercial import tariff. So the classic 8% to 17% on clothing and shoes. The €150 tax-free limit is never coming back, apparently. So going back to the VAT topic, that's not gone either, of course. You're not saving any cents here, or pence, or whatever the fuck. Your country standard VAT 19% to 25% is calculated after the new category. And alrighty boys, jump scare, the camera died. So I want to know from you, are you going to take a break from the hobby? I think before you panic, just wait and see what happens. As each day comes out, new information comes out. So of course I'll be the first to update you guys. As always, drop a like, drop a sub. If you're new around here, I keep you updated on everything REP and China related pretty much every second day. I love each and every single one of you. See you guys in the next one. Peace.